Okay, I'm gonna start recording now. Go and start over. Back to your places.
No.
You all
The
got your scripts. We have to follow them.
Candyman, the Candyman, the Candyman can, the Candyman can, the Candyman makes everything he makes satisfying and delicious. Talk about childhood wishes. You can even eat the dishes. I remember that song thanks to Malcolm in the Middle. All
That's
right.
an entire ass song. I've only heard like.
Yes, that's an entire ass song.
Yeah.
All right. So, go ahead and do things. Suyu's just gonna kind of stand there because he can't exactly do much right now. He's just hanging out. Wait until you guys decide what you want to do.
One's gonna look at the other. So, what did I miss when I was out of it?
I was going to turn and watch him as Beatrice begins speaking. Um, well, we were deciding between traveling the long way and taking essentially room, um, Runestone or portal passage to our destination. Which,
Way
um,
stations.
was that?
They're technically called way stations.
Yes, that's what I was looking for. But we were deciding between those, and I think we had settled on taking the way station.
Hmm. They're not bad. They can cause some minor interference with magic and other things, but you'll be fine. Anyways, would you like a sugar cube?
Yes, please.
He'll just pull a sugar cube from his sleeve. Here you go.
Thank you. Would take it and pop it in.
Hmm.
Sorry.
Well,
So there's a good deal of attention on Fiona right now.
Kevin Knight.
what?
No, let's see. I don't remember if he's there at the moment, but he is still healing, and he is dueling because he is having dinner with the family because of birthday.
He's
Oh,
drooling right now. Oh,
birth.
damn, the coconut oil broke the snake. Hold on, gotta get him.
No, it's birthday drool. It's multicolored. It has bits of glitter in it.
Yeah, I was about to say glitter.
Rainbow
Okay.
drool.
It's like, okay, note to self: coconut oil plus snake equals glitter.
Noro just. Well, it's like Noro and Siller are gonna take their leave for the time being, but remember, before you go out, you have to go and get your evaluations from her. You can hear their idle conversation as Noro's dragging Kevin up the steps just behind him. So can you turn into an elf? No! Lose this line of thought. Oh, right. Shadow wasn't here for that snarky comment.
What?
Okay, so you're vaguely aware, assuming that you've listened, of how Noro's magic works as a mutation mage.
Yeah.
Do you need me to recap you?
It would be nice, yeah.
Hey, mutation mages are basically you are what you eat kind of people. They consume the essence of something. And once they've consumed it enough, they basically understand it. Their magic is it's a sort of it's a hybrid between divination and alteration magic in a lot of ways. Sometimes a little bit of conjuration mixed in if they're not from this plane, and it all works together to break down and understand what is this thing that they've tasted. Their essence, which can be achieved via eating their flesh, drinking their blood, or taking in bodily fluid if you're weird. Like as one transformation, or as a one ancient mutation mage found out for everyone about 1,000 plus years ago, you don't have to kill something or eat its flesh or drink its blood to figure out how to turn into it. No, everyone knew how they did it without doing anything violent, but nobody brought it up. So Kevin, having this, the fucking Mega had this Starky idea to have Kevin ask Noro, because he's a mutation mage, with if he eats something, he'll turn into it, and Noro said basically, yeah. So then he got this hair up his ass and asked him, "Does that mean there's an elf Noro out there?" And it took both of them a second for it to click. And that's why Noro chased him around and rubbed coconut oil all over his head.
Oh!
Yeah, I think that was last episode.
It was. And he whispered in his ear, "This is the sex oil." I guess that's why Silerin asked that comment, and then he told her no.
Yeah, I remember now. He was getting really flustered about finding something non-lethal.
Yeah. And that does delight and amuse me.
And we found out that Silerin's autosynaptic response to embarrassment is things that she's touching will just suddenly flash freeze.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, like, not last episode, but the episode before that, or it was before that, when Fionn was about to make a smart comment like that, but he decided not to. And he had to cover some of Faraji's mouth.
Raji was kind of an ass guy. But yeah, Kevin made that comment. Because despite Noro's, how he comes off, he's not a very big on, he's not very big on talking about what he does in the bedroom.
Uh-huh.
He's not a very big bragger. He doesn't really like that.
It's his business.
He
It's like, it's his business, not yours.
doesn't kiss and tell, as it were.
Ivy.
Yeah.
I'm in need of favors.
You need me to edit your sheet?
Yeah, because I'm about to have Fionn go pick up his new boat.
Okie dokie. I will hunt down the sheet. I'm annoyed that Telegram lost all of my pins when it updated one of these times. Because I had it in my save messages as a note.
Alright. Fionn, you need to pay close attention. Mob is standing behind you.
He's gonna see everybody looking at him, and he's gonna kind of look around and behind him, and
He'll just hold up what looks like some sort of wrapped something that smells pretty good. And he'll kind of aggressively gift it to you. "I'm sorry for setting you on fire." And then he'll leave.
look at the whatever's wrapped up, and he's gonna look. Oh well, thank you. You know, slowly unfold whatever wrapped up. See what it is.
It's a breakfast item. It seems to be. You can see a whole poached egg, a slab of what looks like in-house ground and seasoned pork with a very nice grated cheese drizzle, and you can even see cheese in these two chunky pieces of biscuit.
Oh,
You've been given a breakfast sandwich from Mob.
he's gonna turn back around to the others. Got him.
Good job.
You will eat the sandwich.
All right. Well, you better just go up the stairs now.
Theon's gonna go and gonna go and retrieve his bone.
Good idea. Let's see. What did it end up getting rode with? I know what you paid him for, but it ended up rolling a little differently. Oh, my back, my back, my back, my back, my back. Okay. All right. Oh, my back. Okay.
You okay there?
Yeah, I was just sipping some water. I have it in my kernel, so I can't exactly copy paste from paper. Not yet, anyways.
Okie dokie.
Well,
So
actually, take a picture and then copy text from the.
Yeah, I guess I could, but my phone's over there, and I'm over here. It's just, and my journal's only right here. It's just so much easier.
Is an option. Got added in
Yeah,
like, Android 10.
I do appreciate, but yeah, but I'm gonna have to say no. Yeah.
Mm.
And see, only uncultured furries think, oh, that came from Hellevoss. Me, a true gentleman of culture, that came from Office Space, bro. Yeah, no, I'm gonna need those reports by Friday if you can.
Yeah, that came from.
That would be great.
Yuki, what do you think?
Yeah,
Do you think
I'm a
you're
cat.
That's like thing that I know somebody should or that it automatically assumes because this is the first time they're seeing it that that's the source.
Yeah.
when it's often a reference to something else?
Yeah.
Yes, because it's almost like memetics, the study of shared ideas, exist.
You should be like, no, they're memeing, dude.
Literally, where the word meme, and memes come from is memetics.
Exactly.
Everyone else, every like other scientist, it's stupid. Memetic professionals, I love this generation.
They're like, am I a joke to you?
Memetic scientists best because they don't just study memes; they also study like slang and the evolution of language and thought and all that.
Yeah, etymology.
The real bros when it comes out to finding everything, because their whole thing is figuring out why words change so much or things like like
like
like
why you're not allowed
nowadays
to say anymore.
like nowadays, skull fucking means something different. But like in the fucking 70s, skull fucking literally wasn't actually the term we use it for. It was just like somebody who was dicking around or fucking off.
Yeah, sitting around with their thumb up there.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
like, overly descriptive terms like thumb up your ass haven't changed at all, but like
Dick in your hand.
Yeah, but like singular change all the time.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
Some changes just stick around forever. Like, changed its meaning once and then never.
Cool, when I grew up, was here I'm showing myself to be old. When I grew up, cool was unpopular. Cool came up from like the disco generation. It made you old.
Yeah, exactly. When I was growing up, cool was
When
a
I was growing
temperature.
up, rad was the word.
Rad and tubular and gnarly.
Kinda, yeah.
Bro, like, that was radical.
The big thing.
I really like the idea of a fucking some old living monster like a vampire merciless slang together.
Just imagine.
Bro, radical, totally fire.
That's so ratchet, sir, you uncouth cur.
Kill them just because they butcher your language so much. It's like no, we can handle the blood sucking monster part. It's just so damn annoying to listen to him.
It's like, oh, so you say your father is a nice vampire. They only take from blood donations that have gone stale. Oh, yeah, you know, they only eat the old stuff. That they actually prefer it. They think it's aged or something. Gets introduced, all of the slurs together. I'm going to load my crossbow with malicious now.
Loads crossbow with religious intent.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They don't take normal damage.
Exactly.
But yeah, while munching on his sandwich, but head upstairs to it was the Fletcher he went to for the boat. Yes.
Yeah, hold on, I'm doing something real quick.
Yeah, I see type. I see lots of type.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, I'm going to look this up.
Very interested to see what all my money.
Well, you're lucky that the dice are kind of generous, and also one of the monsters that were available for mostly also because it was more of a typo error kind of scenario, just like, you know, all the goddamn rags, all the goddamn bags. Yeah, they were still pissed about that. Just yes, for 1,000 rags, not 1,000 bags. That was that conversation when we went there and they kept trying to sell you the bags. That's why. It's just I said I need 1,000, but yeah, Naibai though, because I said I needed 1,000 rags. Oh, rat! I heard leather bags. There wasn't a fucking L anywhere in the sentence. Listen, I need you to contain your hostility. It's making a poor work environment for me. I need you to contain my foot in your ass, but that ain't happening yet, is it?
So, I'm kind of amused. Speaking of mishearing things and misreading things, all that. The word yellow in French sounds a lot like jaune.
Mm.
And, someone's name in a fan fiction or whatever was that, and the person reading it, narrating this story,
Saying
this
fun.
mispronounced it as Juan.
One. One does not simply am one. One does not simply do as you want.
Oh, you have
And
been assailed
Yeah,
by
it's
Juan.
Ho 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 ho, burrito.
huge Juan.
Oh, I have started. Taking lessons on Duolingo.
I don't know where that got me.
What?
I guess you're so used to hon hon baguette and then just hon hon burrito.
But yes, it was kind of bugging me. I wasn't sure how it was pronounced, so I had to look it up. But yeah, it drove people crazy. Like, this is the French word, not Juan. French, it means yellow. Name is not Juan. Coincidentally, another character's name meant something like yellow. Anyway, and it's like when I was going through that story, I'm like, huh, that sounds remarkably like they're trying to make it sound like a game. And then after reading the comments, I figured out it was sort of like a narration of like uh, Destiny or something.
Yeah, I've started taking them Russian lessons. Duolingo.
Nice.
So, whose lingo are you doing?
Russian. Like what is it? Нет,
Yes.
это, fuck, what was the word? This is shipping.
Previous.
This is shipping is a bicycle.
Спасибо, man.
I don't know that much yet. I know like radio is just radio.
So this reminds me a little bit of a funny story from my cousin. Basically, some guy was getting pushy and all that, and hitting on her. Uh, he asked her what her name was, and so she told him it was Krivieska, which it is not. But basically, she's a real short person. It's amusing that she chose that word because it meant shrimp. And anyway, she distracted him long enough with that in order to get away, stop being pestered by him. Random anecdotes aside, I'm going to translate this into numbers.
Yay.
As Theon goes to get his bow and just there's the Fletcher in the back with a small hammer, and you just hear tap 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 tap. Dum. Ah, there we go. She's a scooching really good, ain't she? Look at that. Oh, beauty. She's a beauty. Don't look like she's from Kuiper Pass. All right.
She's from
It's not fully known knowledge, but the Fletcher here used to be one of them pixie wrangling artificers when he was younger.
Leon's gonna stand there.
Yeah. don't you go sneak it up on nobody like that? It's a good way to wind up, pushing days with your ass up so your buddies could visit. Yeah, how can I help you though?
Yep, get it for. Oh,
Oh right, yeah, this. And they'll pat the, admittedly much larger than you're used to, bow. It's interesting in color. It seems to have a mostly maroon body. The limbs look like the chitinous cartilage joints of some sort of creature have been affixed to it very flawlessly at that. And what possibly were legs, covered in their very thin fur, have become the limbs of the bow. Doesn't stray too far from the standard look of a bow, though, because functionality is this thing that you need. Goodbye.
Oh, there.
Okay, so this is annoying. Why would it do that?
can you hear me?
All of the
Yes.
notifications out.
So what did I miss?
You got your bow.
Oh, yay! You will look the bow over, kind of.
You're breaking up a little bit there.
It's my push to talk thing. It doesn't like to stay push to talk sometimes.
It's got a maroon body. It looks like whatever this creature that it's made of's legs were formed into the majority of the limbs of the bow, and whatever mandibles or something that it had have been neatly shaped into a sort of sight glass for it.
It's very creepy.
Yeah, just whatever you do, and they'll gesture to the arrow slit. Don't rub your bare fingers in there. The saliva glands are still fully alive. They burn bad. So, sort of deal. Yeah, just that's a look.
Okay, thank you. And he will pick up the bow and slot it into his inventory. Oh, well, here. Might as well go ahead and sell one of my other bows that I don't need anymore.
I If like I don't need sleep.
Because Fiona has 3 bows now.
Owen has 3 bows, but he worked on that for 16 hours. But you know what? It's fine. Fiona needs to sell a bow. He doesn't need sleep.
Oh,
Hardly know.
Fiona can come back. Go somewhere else to sell it.
Just hurry up.
He was gonna sell the starter bow.
Well, you'll get a whole 12 bronze. The market shifts.
I shall calculate that.
He'll hand over the starting bow.
I sent my friend Alon. I sent him the home burrito image you made.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, they'll either think it's hilarious or get eye twitches from it because they are extremely patriotic.
solidified the flag background for me is that, like, both of the colors on the right actually fucking match.
Fiona is going to need some inventory space, by the way.
Yeah, that's why I'm selling the starting bow.
Yeah, he has to carry one of his bows in order to actually have any inventory space.
I know.
So he has to actively be carrying it.
You ever wonder why some adventurers have their weapons on the outside? Because they have a real bad problem with hoarding like the rest of you.
Yeah.
This is why I carry mostly weapons that curl up on themselves or like around the body, like the other stuff. I have my inventory sheet open. What the fuck am I doing trying to remember it? So, yeah, no, but I could just, like, walk.
I'll be right back.
Hut's titty. Damn it.
No, it's okay, she's walking through all little red ones popping up. It's popping up a second later.
Is this that same douchebag who's Autobot like 4?
It's instant potato stuff.
I think Phelan is going to enjoy this new bow.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I've noticed there are people who literally like make alternate accounts that haven't even been around for that long on FA just to stalk popular artists and buy stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. FA is basically art dealer's den. Not even really not a platform.
It's like this is unhealthy though. Making
yeah.
alt profiles that are less than like 2 years old just so you can stalk. Because that means you've been blocked, Mike. For good reason.
Yeah, possibly. It's like I've heard about people having to do stuff like that too.
My buddy Keen, he's not even a fucking. He's not like a furry artist, but he's a prop designer, so he actually, does actual work to show for it. Because he makes a physical thing that it will exist in the world and not on your phone or on your bed sheet.
Art hurt. Art's hard, man. Have you ever tried to draw a hand?
No, I have, and I understand it's hard, but people shouldn't be able to charge as much to draw a fucking picture as he does to make you a goddamn replica of a video game character's bracelet from Final Fantasy or whatever else.
Oh, well, yeah.
Currently, right now,
5,000 is too much money.
Currently, right now, Black Desert Online is his bane of existence because it got really popular with a free weekend. Now everybody wants something from it, and he's like, "Cool," but he fucking hates Pearl Abyss because they went extremely into the "it looks cool, make it there," and less of the practicality, more of the sexuality of it.
So like lots of parts and skeletonized bits.
Like a lot of their armors in that game, like majority of the armors, even if they're like the later ones, which are lesser, they're still actually like cover the vital points. They were smart enough to cover those options like torso covering, but like they're really stylized versions of armor sets.
Huh.
So there's a lot of little niche parts to do.
Got the bikini.
No, like there are some bikini armors, but like some of the main armors are just at least for the class that I play, which is I think the Guardian. Theirs is basically just like a stylized Viking armors. So it's a lot of furs and leather.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the bikini armor isn't just like literally but armor. It's a umbrella term for fantasy armor that definitely.
I still love that one comic where so this girl is complaining about bikini armor and how terrible it is and how she's all cut up and stuff, and she's like, "Make it equal." And so then the armor smith goes and makes skimpy man armor, and the one paladin guy is like, "I feel so free."
and, and I'm not dying of heat stroke anymore. This is amazing. Yeah.
Man. I will, but that's just like rounding it back and then ending it off here. I will always have beef with the artist because fucking I know people who get paid $50 an hour to contribute to the infrastructure of the country. Much more man hours are invested into like some of my like I have a friend who works on pipelines and not like small pipelines, high pressure fucking oil pipelines and shit
Like
and gas.
when you think of pipelines, the pipeline.
Yeah. And they get paid the same that some artists demand they get paid to do subpar coloring. Then you find the Russians who are like, I do it for 35. It's okay.
It's $20 or $2,000. There's no in between.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna
not true.
mention that. It's like,
Okay, yeah.
like people, it's like you get $20 for the Mona Lisa or $2,000 for a turd. No in between.
Fucking Capricorn, that badass adopt I have comes from a Polish artist. But there's a Russian artist I like to get stuff from every now and then when they open up, and they do really good. And they're only like $75, like a full body.
I got like a dollar art from an African person, and I was like, "Are you sure you don't want to get paid more?" And they're like, "Bruh, $12 is like thousands of bucks over. Here. It's cool."
That's like the shame though. They've got a lot of electronics in places like South Africa, but they don't have like really anything useful like food.
Yeah, they have a problem. It's also a culture problem, but mostly investment.
Yeah. What happens when you have a revolution to fix the government, put a bunch of psychopaths in power, and then kill all your farmers?
Oh yeah, terrorism's a real problem over there, but it never gets reported on because that's not where America is.
If America had its way, that's where it'd be. If America had its way, it would all be America.
No, we're trying to not
All
be England.
America.
We're trying to avoid becoming England.
Hashtag all America. I want to be all America by 2030. Let's go, boys.
I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to invade South America and Canada, but like, you know.
Both of the Americas will all be America.
Kennedy. Oh, fucking, you mean North America?
You mean
North,
America's hat?
Yes, Canada. How does it feel to be a hat?
I don't know. Ask Mexico how it feels to be a dick.
Oh, that's Florida.
Yeah. Our penis is Florida.
No, if
That's why so much.
Mexico's the
No,
dick,
no.
then Florida is
No.
misshapen fucking tail. Bro.
No. Florida is the penis of America because that's why there's so much crazy shit going on. Because nobody's thinking with their head in Florida. Hence Florida Man.
All
Does
right.
that mean New York is the armpit?
Technically, if we're talking about like this, Texas is the belly, Florida is the dick, and New York is the feet. That's why they're over there and they're so mad. And that's why they're always so cold. Because they're nice and firm to the cold, cold ground that we walk on.
So America has an Audi.
Yeah, it's from all the beer.
So wait, then what does that make Mexico then?
Mexico is like the bed.
They didn't make it to the bed.
I mean, you're shit-faced drunk. Canada, United States. Fear us.
So then what's Alaska then? It's kind of like disconnect.
Mullet.
Bullet sticking out of the hat
On
that's
the
only
hat,
held
yeah.
on by the chin strap.
See, Canada's like the business in the front, and Alaska's the party in the back. I like how we're
Anyway.
Alright.
Wait, so if
This
Alaska's
is
the
the-
front, then they just have a fucking that hairdo where it extends like a foot out from the front.
Oh, yeah, shamon, baby. I mean, yeah. Anyways.
A pompadour, yeah.
A fucking pompadour. The
Someone's
pompadour's the male equivalent to the beehive.
someone's gonna draw this.
Just so you know, Google the beehive hairdo if you want to see some shit.
I've seen
I know what it looks like off the top of my head because I'm
That-
old.
Ah.
and boomers wonder where the ozone went for a while.
it takes like 5 cans of hair.
The hole,
Yes.
the hole is still there. It hasn't gone away.
Oh, it's healed. It's fine. The ozone repairs. Once we got rid of CFCs and stuff and hairspray, that fixed a lot of it.
That fixed most of it.
The problem is only us developed Western countries actually listen to those major environmental concerns like that, those major immediate ones that won't take 30 or 40 or 50 years to actually possibly kill some people that would cook us alive. But it's the developing nations that don't, mostly because they're too poor.
They're like, yes, but we need money in order to solve that problem.
Best of luck.
Yeah, that is kind of a shitty way to go about it. Oh, you want to develop yourself into a first world country? Okay, well, first you have to pollute a fuck ton because it's cheap.
Well, you used to. Now you technically don't, but up and coming nations like China don't care about the environment. Even though all of the groundwork for becoming a developed nation with nuclear energy, which is much cleaner and safer, exists, mostly thanks to France, and soon, I believe, Denmark will be the most nuclear advanced place on in the world by like 2022, I think, is when it comes online. They've been working on this one nuclear reactor for like 6 years.
Oh, is that the reactor?
It's not a fusion reactor per se, but it's a fourth generation nuclear reactor that will not only do what a nuclear reactor does, but it'll have a secondary reactor in it that takes nuclear waste and produces extra energy.
Oh, okay, so it's all fission.
E.
Which, I mean,
Only
the
only
nuclear
two
waste
countries that could have.
is still active. It's still producing heat. It's just not enough for the standard cycle.
Yeah, but this way they're not doing what we do and sticking it in a mountain in Nevada.
Yeah, exactly.
You wonder why death claws exist in New Vegas. Nevada. End of discussion.
Somewhere in Nevada is as good a setting for any sort of death game.
It really is.
Just doesn't matter where, just somewhere.
Nevada has like 5 cities, okay? The rest is owned by. Okay?
Wow, that's a
So,
really
he's
big
got his bow.
nuclear pig.
No!
Yeah,
He's got his
we're
bow.
way off track. Yeah.
Yeah, because Dark has a bad tendency to keep talking. Even though I try to put them back on track every time with my anyways and my what's its. One of these days, I'm just gonna start breaking out the fuck ups, and y'all gonna just start listening.
When your turn.
Tap it, tap tap.
This bone kind of like on his shoulder because he can't fit it in.
Super. All right. I
Well,
demand you go get your evaluation.
or was something else fall out.
Evaluation time. No, okay, fine.
Or maybe he should be like Beatrice and well, actually no, that's not Beatrice. It's Dora who does that, who just wears her armor all the time.
Aurora will slip past the group and go use their vault. Get something out of it. They've apparently gotten a cake that their dad sent them out of their vault.
Very nice, right?
Ah, I hope it's good. I hope it's good. I like her father.
Do we have to go for these evaluations?
What?
Yeah, evaluations. Have to for that.
I can't hear him. Anyways, if you have to put anything up, children, go use your vaults. Please. Mm-hmm. It's very loud in the background as fucking Vice will bring herself downstairs after a good shower. Not in her gigantic armor. She's still a big woman. You wonder how she gets so tan despite wearing that much armor.
I assume that it because she doesn't wear it all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
She has pretty much as refined muscles as a person can safely get because her armor is so heavy. And, the lance and the shield. She's taking her children in tow to force them to eat food with her.
Do you want Fionn to be wearing his armor so he can put his bow away?
Yeah.
I'll
just
do
like
that.
buy a backpack.
There. So, who's their where do they need to go for their evaluations?
You'll technically have to get your evaluation done by Slytherin. But Suyu will happily explain to you. So what you're going to do now if you qualify for your evaluation. Oh wait, did you already? Well, you already talked to them. Did you already get your little bands?
Oh yes, I got mine.
Oh, okay. Uh, that should be everything then. Never mind. All right, yes. your silver bands for being promoted to silver, for doing adventuring things. You get your silver band.
Yeah.
Fiona.
And so Beatrice will happily hold hers up.
I buy one.
Oh, what do I need to go to do that?
Yes, I believe that's something that we did while Fiona was drooling, isn't it?
Yeah.
I believe that means we just need to take him to Cyline's for that, don't we?
No, you have to definitely talk to them. They have to approve it. Can't wait till you go to get to gold. I get to pick who you fight. Well, not me. I hope I do. You have to fight another veteran to prove that you can fight a veteran. We don't want garbage filling up the upper ranks, do we? Mm-hmm.
Is money for
It's more like not shooting the baby when told not to shoot the baby.
Well, I suppose that makes sense. Maybe.
Yes. Well, I'm just gonna have Suili drag Dylan off since he's currently indisposed with returning home.
Yes. Just probably.
Sure, didn't hear him.
Yeah.
Can't formulate a proper response yet.
The
It's
thing
really hard to
is,
have a conversation when half of a conversation is heard.
yeah, exactly. It's a little tricky.
See, I'm really good at talking to myself, even though I don't understand myself sometimes. How do other people, though?
Naibai is really good at that too.
Dokey. Come here, pillow. Come here. Okay, good pillow. Need you for support because my spine hurts. Let's see. There's nothing on the door. Good. It's easy for Fiona to go in and get an evaluation. He does interrupt tea time like a rudeness, but that's okay. That's for guild business. Let's see. Oh, oh, that was more static. Okay, it's gone. Okay, cool. Here's good. It's causing my neck itch. Itchy. Hi, Simple. Let's see. They look at your everything that currently the guild has. I say no disqualification factors whatsoever. Obviously, ending quest is understandable. All right. Allowed pass. They will stamp you a small little sheet of paper and tell you to take it back down to the front desk.
Theon would do so. And tell Sillerin thank you.
It's down to the front desk, around the counter. Quite easy to find it, I'll show you. When you're in the lobby, and go up to it. It's a pretty simple process. Who's waiting this time? Let's see. Is it an elf? Is it a human? Is it a dwarf?
Is it a goblin?
It is a goblin. He's just casually standing there, on his technical kind of like seat combo that he has, that he sits and stands by or on. It's basically like a comfy little booster seat, because they did not build these to code for goblins. They built them for people and elves and people over the height of 3. They'll explain. Now it's real simple. Just slide your hand with your bracelet through this little slot, and they'll lift a little door up.
I just got home. Did you repeat that?
Right. They'll explain to you it's real easy for them to swap out your bracelet and complete your evaluation. They just open a little door on the little divider they have here, and you notice on that little door that they kind of lift up and lock in place. It looks like there are very sharp, shear-like objects that are lined up, so if it was to slam, they would meet with the little metal groove you can see underneath your wrist as you slip your hand into into their side.
Ah.
And you just slide your hand through here, and they'll set a little finger, a little contraption down. It kind of looks like, basically, the best way I can describe it is, think of like a little armrest with a sort of stone-like semicircle. And it's not a semicircle. Well, it's sort of a semicircle. It's a ring that's not fully complete until you slide your wrist through. And when you slide your wrist through that little contraption, you can see it light up with a bunch of runes as it basically wipes your bracelet clean, and they'll pop the one you have off and put a silver little bracelet on you and tell you to pull your wrist back. And once you do that, it has another little chime as it rewrites all of that pertinent information the guild uses to track your everything back onto it, and you can safely and freely pull your hand out of the guillotine chute, as it were.
I thought it was all done with laser.
It's done with magic, technically Magitech. Okay, that is there's way too much going on there for me to sit here and explain how they track data. Just know that they do.
Just magic.
Magic!
Magic missile. Fire is an RPG.
It's technically a magic missile. It's voodoo. Alright. Going is safely silver now.
Anything's magic if you're dumb
Congratulations.
enough.
Congratulations. Your party finally reached the same rank that Sin and Mob have been at since they pretty much got here, and Aurora was also at since she got here. A little slow on the uptake, but you're there.
Yay.
Actually, Aurora's outpacing the level of the party significantly.
What's she been up to?
Well, considering that she just got back, because she's been with Seeger's party.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, they went to one of the rare open field dungeons. Oh yeah, that sounds cool until you realize, hey, congratulations, there's no safe place here.
Uh,
Open field dungeons are
behind
hard
every
work.
blade of grass.
I mean, if your RNG's bad, what's the highest level of the scanning through my sheets? Ah, I see. Terras and Aurora are actually the same exact level. Impressive.
Interesting.
Yeah. Haven't even got to know any of them. Such tragedy. That's not entirely true. Bonnie's trying to get to know Aurora because she has cake. Just over there. Oh, aren't you pretty? Yes, I am. Thank you for the astute observation. Leave. I'm lazy though. Fine. And just content Suyu, who's standing in the background. He's assessing everything. But he thinks it's time. Alright. So we have you, and he'll point to Fionn, and you, and he'll point to Beatrice. And you, and he says so much louder and points to Bonnie, who turns around in confusion. You, and I'll point to Naivai, who he couldn't see behind a slightly taller person.
I just
I imagine
hop to
he's
try
using a
and see over.
different hand. I imagine he's using a different hand for each of these.
Yep. And then we have him. Well, nope, he's gone. We'll have to fight. You know what? Kevin can stay here and relax. And then we have you. And he'll poke Daruna on the cheek.
Yes. I'm still here.
Then we will go to your quest. Did you check the amount needed to kill to clear the culling?
Dora will pull out the information for the quest and look at it.
45.
And so she will tap the paper and she looks like 45.
Averaging level 25 to 54? That's not bad. Oh, we're going to just open an overflow dungeon for a few minutes, let some things out, kill, and then keep doing that until we've killed as many as the quest requests us. It's worth a lot. Look, and he'll tap the paper, the 1.6 million experience to be split.
Not to mention all the experience you get killing those things.
True, but they can hurt. Dungeon monsters are quite rude.
And all the materials that we get from.
Yes. Well, we'll be leaving tonight, I decide. We're not staying till the morning. So if you have anything you want to do with your lovey-doveys, go do it now, please. Hmm? Mhm.
You know, it's just kind of look
Beatrice is going to nod a little bit. I'm trying to remember. Was the extended group going, or was it just a small group?
That's a good question. Oh, right. Because you've all been roped into this, the guild's going to force you all into one large group.
We'll make
Ah,
it.
that means you're going to have a secondary teacher. So Sin, be with you. But Shizuna going to go. Shizuna's going to go. Secondary healer, and she has a mace. Let's see.
Ah, but see, I have a hammer. You know what they say when all you have is a hammer.
Okay.
Okay.
Currently, Sin
Question.
is arguing with her, though. Yes.
Is there a place where adventurers can kind of like just cook their own food or anything?
I mean, you could ask to use an unoccupied stove in the kitchen.
I'm sure someone set up a barbecue pit somewhere.
Well, what Fiona's gonna cook doesn't need a stove or anything.
They've got.
What are you cooking that doesn't need heat?
Don't you worry.
Are you making
There's
meth?
there's an express policy against no fermenting anything inside the guild walls.
It's not gonna be fermented either.
Uh-huh.
Well, no, actually, Fiona, he is gonna need a stove because he needs oil at the table.
Then you can either go ask to use an unoccupied stove, or you could go and spend what little money you don't have to try and buy one.
Ibai has a stove. Yeah, the little
Yes.
oil stove. It's a alcohol flame. It gets up to like 5,000 degrees.
First, Fiona is gonna have to go buy something.
All right. Well,
Where
Fionn can buy those assorted goods, and yes, they will have them.
They have powdered sugar.
They have a functioning goddamn kitchen and bakery.
Yeah.
Is ingredient available for consumers? They have it here.
Because she's gonna need a
Now the
potato.
problem is you're probably too poor to buy it to make your chocolate potato cake.
Oh, is that what he's making? The fucking.
Yes. Because the confectioner's sugar is what you're looking for here. It's about 38 gold a bag.
Yeah, that's expensive. You don't have the money for it.
Never mind.
Because, yeah, it's a very specific process to make it, and without the modern marvel of mass production facilities, we can't exactly make it $4 a bag.
I mean, you could always just powder it yourself, but that would take hours.
Or
And you
magic.
might fuck up.
Fiona does not know much magic, and any magic he does know is through his arrows and his bow.
You know, I can actually
Yes.
imagine Bob learning magic just in order to process things to make even worse food.
Mob does know magic. A mild amount of it, specifically for cooking.
That is exactly what I expected.
Yeah.
The man hasn't used electricity. Like, he uses a blender with no electricity. Come on now.
Pull start blender.
Well, he just like puts his hand on it, and then he forces a bunch of wind magic into it and makes it just fucking dice itself up for him.
Well,
You just imagine a slap chop on steroids.
You're gonna love my nuts.
Hi, Billy Mays here with the Crankshank.
Mob here with a fantastic TV offer.
Yeah, shit, I'd buy products Bob was selling.
Fuck,
would too.
right? I mean, I'd buy them either out of intimidation or arousal. Or
Now, what you
both.
have here is a numbing agent applied to the meat tenderizer, so when you use it in an attack on a monster, as offered here, pictured monster in a cage, growling and snarling, it tenderizes the meat perfectly and paralyzes the rest of the limb for easy decapitation.
Well, that's why Mob uses his cleaver. He believes cleavers make the cleanest, finest cuts in one swoop.
Well, as long as it's backed by something hard, yeah. They're good for chopping.
Well, in
Force.
that case, I don't know what feeling.
Oh, it seems they already forgot about the special.
What?
Oh, nothing.
No,
Special
nothing.
quest.
It's okay. You forgot about it. It's fine.
You completely forgot about what the prerequisites were, and I'm okay.
I knew there were a prerequisite for it, but I forget what that was.
I'm not gonna tell you now, because you'll just go do it.
Oh, right. We're silver ranked now. When we get a chance before we leave, Naiva's gonna check out the special offers board and see if they can actually see what's on it now.
They
But it was like
can.
Oh
thing.
heck.
It's rank and level.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Apparently, what would be available for their level and range? There's still a lot of people requesting interesting things. People wanting cuddles. There's one person requesting to be punched directly in the face.
That's a fetish, alright.
There's a whole section that they have cornered off just for horny that they've got over there, and there's other ones for people needing very, very, very specific things from very specific regions and at very specific times. One of which says that the estimated time to completion is 1.3 years due to having to wait till the harvest comes in next year.
Oof.
And a specific climatus event that is as speculated by divination mages for the agricultural region to happen also next year, creating the perfect storm scenario here. So, yeah, special request board is where very specific requests go.
Interesting. So this is like your people who have been cultivating a plant for like 7 years because it blooms once every 8, and they are going on vacation or something, and they need someone to water it at exactly 103.
Yeah. Or if there's a very, very specific type of like gland they need from a monster for alchemy, this is
Yeah.
where they'd put it.
Okay, cool.
The rule of thumb is they keep anything above the rank of above the rank gold off the special request board though. Despite as many people that have tried to put in the request, and you can see one getting torn right now. You can see when they just another one, and they'll just pull it off the board. How many times do I have to tell you? Destroy these, they don't go up there. Liability reasons. And when they set it on the counter to go bitch at someone, oh, you can't grasp it because it's on the other side of this divider. You can see the words, I'd like an osmium to break my pelvis. Doesn't take them long to come back and burn it in a trash bin, though. And with this,
Toss it in.
one more. By the time they get done, if you stay around to watch, they'll have pulled 16 of these requests off the board and burned them all.
Cool. Someone's new behind the counter.
That or someone
Right now, there's nothing that Naibai could technically take without interfering.
Oh, that's fine. She's just curious if she could actually record now.
There's also one requesting new members for a club. And in the fine print, it says we're not allowed to talk about it.
I don't think I'm a part of Denster. Okay, well, after Naibai entertains themselves by reading some of more kinkier requests being completely asexual themselves, they will go find the others once again and maybe mention that, hey, they can see the special request board now.
Beatrice will just kind of look generally in that direction. She's just kind of like, oh, neat. I'll have to look at that sometime.
I might take a gander at it, but till we leave, be open.
What was that?
Asking what everybody's gonna do.
Well, we're leaving today, they said, so Naibai's just kind of like gonna chill out, talk to Go a little bit.
Beatrice is going to grin a little bit, and she's like, I'm going to spend some time with Sen.
Okay. What you, Bonnie?
Oh. Hold on. Shit, that's weird. See, oh, Bonnie is actually making progress to trying to befriend Aurora, but still can't get a piece of cake. I'm not really doing much. I'm just over here talking to a friend. This is Aurora.
Beatrice is going to give a friendly wave. And, of course, grin.
That's a sweet memory. Oh, yes, a horrible memory. Terrible one. Okay. I think they all do. I think they're a little bit daft in the head. Yeah. What are you going to do? I suppose. Okay. Anyways, can I have some cake? No. Uh, I guess I'll just have to tell your dad. That is probably already knows. I'm gonna be here for a while. Go about your day. We'll get some cake. Mm-hmm.
So Beatrice is of course, going to uh, spend her time with Sen. Is he there at the moment, or is she going to have to hunt him down and find him?
He was having a conversation with Mob, Drake, Mob in the same little booth that Drake and him are in.
Well, in that case, she's not going to disturb them too much, but she will kind of peek over at them and give a wave.
I guess
She's very fond of her Sen.
the first time it has happened, Sin has given a Fuyu-esque smile and wave.
Oh,
Already
heck.
begun.
Oh, give you that special smile.
There is going to be much tail wagging going on.
Yeah, yeah. Beatrice, you feel your tail get grabbed.
So she's going to stop and then she's going to turn and look.
There's Faraji sitting there with currently his eye closed. I love you. But when I'm trying to eat, can you not beat me half to death with your tail? Yes, because when the tail started, she was fine when she was just standing there by the edge of the table where he's sitting. When the tail started wagging,
She would definitely stop smacking him with her tail and just kind of stick her tongue out at him. Because, what else are brothers for? For teasing.
I swear I will kick your butt.
Oh, well, now you just have to do it on purpose.
So she'll just kind of turn around and then sit down next to him. Just to have company.
He'll slowly scoot his bowl of ramen closer.
To himself or to her.
To him. So, how are you? Yeah. You doing good? Yeah, cool.
She's eyeing him a little suspiciously now.
Fion's gonna stand
Well-
up, go to the library and something.
And then Fuyu, or fuck not Fuyu, Suyoi just, library. Library, not library. And he'll pet you on the head.
The livery.
He's gonna go read, spend his day there. And while we're talking, Faraji's being eyed by his sister while he's just slowly sipping on his ramen.
She has this feeling that he's up to something.
Larry looking at me. Stop it!
Before Fion leaves, he's gonna kind of look at Faraji. Faraji,
What?
it is a
And he'll stand up. Oh, Ivy or Beatrice has big kin. That's their thing. But then Faraji, kind of menacingly, pulls out an entire fucking katana from his sleeve. Come here, Fionn.
Nope. Fion will kind of skedaddle away towards the light.
Ooh. Put that back in my inventory. Oh no, my ramen.
I like the idea of Faraji using like his sleeve as access to his inventory. That's very, very cool.
Very anime.
That's what he does. He gets it from Yon.
Yeah.
Yon always pulls shit out of her sleeves, and he got it from his mom, watching her just so much. And so in his mind, it was just,
Yeah.
the sleeves are my pockets. That was Faraji when he was like 5. Was putting everything in his pockets, and when Anasa asked, "How are you doing?" I'm storing it for later. The sleeves are pockets.
I mean, they are though.
It's just, yes, little Faraji, just, it's good enough for mom, for me.
Pocket rocks.
Faraji has always had, don't worry about it. thanks to being raised by who he was raised by. That and Fuyu's always been kind of like his adoptive uncle. And Fuyu will just smile. That's all he does. He communicates with a smile.
Well, you know what they say, a smile conveys 1,000 pictures. Er, No, that's not what they say at all.
When they tell Fuyu to smile, smiles. Show more teeth. Show less teeth.
Fuyu gives a stranger a polite smile. Oh no, they have a gem of true sight.
It's just people. That is legitimately what happened though. Is a photographer asked for, because he was testing out the new invention that was the camera, and when he got one down there in bumfuck nowhere where they all used to live when they were young, and they asked for you to smile for them. They asked him to show more teeth, so he smiled even wider, and it started to show off those fox teeth aligned in his mouth in a weird, magically malformed way. And they asked to show less teeth, please. Yeah, Fuyu's fucking evil.
I imagine Yon has done similar things.
All right, so that's going on. That's going on. Everybody's good. You're good. You're good. And by the time night comes around, none of you get any sleep because Suyui's happily wrangling you. Who's the second teacher though that's going to assist you? Who did he find? Yandra's still healing. Noro's technically still healing. Let's Seeger just got back. Lex just got back. It looks like Dice have to. Okay then, Dice. Stop speaking. Gracias. I was just I was having a dreidel moment with my dice.
Spin, baby.
Spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Fuck! Ow! Ow! Ah, crap! Why every damn time? Every Friday? That existed!
Oh, do you also just get random Charlie horses?
I get like these random cramps that run up like my side a little bit, like from hip to side, and then they go away.
Yeah, like
Just kind of hurt.
Yeah, just it's pretty shit. But you know what? That's okay, because at least I still am the live.
Way to help get them to go faster is to put a lot of pressure in. That stops them.
Hmm.
At least that's what I do when I get Charlie horse. It might be a little more difficult with side.
Yeah, it's okay though.
It just means you need oxo massage.
God. Are good.
There you go, now you're back.
You're able to start heading out. So they have decided to bring, because apparently you're critically lacking a ranged advantage. They went and got Carlo to help. Carlo is a gold. They were comfortably sleeping when Suyui opened their door and just kind of shook their mattress to wake them up.
You're being voluntold.
Hello, Carlo. Yo, there's for you. Go away. I'd like you to rephrase that answer. Oi! Hello, sweetie. I'm coming. Oh, my back. So you intentionally picked Carlo specifically because he's a magic. Get her. They're just standing there, like eyes half lidded, smacking their lips, but they're there enough.
Is Carlo a human?
Presumably a human.
Oh, who has kick? Snap. They
No.
kind of wandered off to go find a snack to wake up.
No.
Yeah. There we go. They seem to be a half breed. Not sure what they're half breed between though. There's human in there. Of course, once they do get in the light, you could easily see that they have a nice little horn protruding from the side of their head. They're a Hyoni, if you would. A half Oni. Yeah. Wilty Leaf. Suyui's suggesting with that menacing coverage that he has as a behemoth, everyone to vacate.
Daru's going to start collecting people if they don't move fast enough. And by that, I mean basically just picking them up and placing them in front of Suyoi. And Beatrice, having been distracted, is going to be one of the first to be picked up.
You ain't gonna tell Theon twice. Theon is leaving.
What do we check? Oh, it's simple. Oh, Suya doesn't go to the stables though. He keeps on walking down the road. You do this walking for about an hour, and then he kind of just casually pulls some sort of scroll out from his little comfy wrap kimono that he wears, and he unfurls it, and he does something with his hand, and he throws it in the air, and then it kind of just shits out. Mind you, this is why he left the city with you. A whole ass dragon turtle.
Oh,
Interesting.
Theon is going to fluff up from the sudden dragon turtle.
Okay, it's a small dragon turtle, but it's still the size of a fucking inn. give or
And
take.
again,
It
lovely memories of Dragon Temple.
actually has a building on its back.
Doru is going to nod, kind of like as if satisfied at the appearance of the turtle, and then she's going to look at her. Uh, I think we'll just call them minions at the moment, and just kind of gesture for them to board.
Now, Logan, how are you? And Suyoi happily petting this thing whose head is as big as he is. Oh, he's a good boy. Sugar cube?
Fion's ears are gonna kind of pin against his head. That's a flag.
It's a dragon turtle. They walk.
Right.
It's very easy to board it considering there's, a ladder.
Yeah, Fion will board the.
And then you'll go into the building, which more of that fucking magic makes it much more spacious on the inside than it looks. And
This.
holy shit, Suyoi kind of outdoes pretty much everyone you've rode anything from. You enter here, it's a goddamn palace grounds in here. But it's not a Japanese palace grounds. It's actually a Hindu palace and temple in here. After
Be it to marvel at it as it gets in there.
got statues here in the foyer and everything.
Bathroom break.
Go to restroom.
Be
Let's see.
right back.
Oh, since the recording is here, I can keep talking. And let's see. It takes him 15 minutes to get done loving on his creature. And he comes inside himself, welcoming everyone with a welcome. This is my home. I keep it on Ginbu for safekeeping. This is my, I believe they call it atrium, perhaps. It's where we enter. Obviously, we came in through the door. And he'll gesture back to the door, which doesn't even look like a fucking door. Looks more like an archway you came through with a door at the end. But there's my little lily garden there. And a couple of things. A statue of thus Brahma. And they'll gesture to a statue of some sort of god they have there who seems like they have much more arms than even his mother did.
Everything's beautiful here.
Thank
Okay.
you. And he'll walk over and just kind of rub one of the pillars, which seems to be laced with gold. Uh, One's home should be a place of peace and meditation, so they might find their nirvana. Well, we'll be on the road for a few days, but it'll be fine. The rooms are upstairs, so we might be closer to the Vasrabrahma. Rest yourself up there. Pick rooms, and just if you do anything lewd, put some sort of marker on the door handle. Don't mar my doors. I'd mostly be impressed since most of them are made of stone.
Wow, I came back up time.
I will also be preparing dinner. Correction, I assume I will be preparing dinner. Unless someone argues with me, though it would be very rude as I am your host. Enjoy your stay, though, whilst we travel. Feel free to spar and meditate. And, again, do anything weird, just put a sock on your door or something. I understand. I'm not that old myself.
So Daru is kind of nodding at the explanation. Has she ever been in his home before?
No.
In that
Only.
case, she'll also be taking in the sights as she listens. Those big ears turned toward him. It's funny, a lot of my characters have gigantic ears.
Yeah, sure, ears is what they call them.
The rest of us call them airstrips.
Ugh.
I mean, all
Yes,
your
I have a whole
characters
bunch
are
of
big.
mechanics. And you got Beatrice with her bunny ears, and Yon with her big pointy ears.
I think
At least in
the only character you had that didn't have large assets.
well, she eventually ended up with them because, world breaks and just randomly did shit.
Yeah. We haven't. Oh, yeah, I was about to say we haven't had one of them in a while, but we're also not playing with them on.
Yeah, we're playing a slightly different system. It's like we have that option turned off.
We have a lot of other options turned off.
For your own
That was
safety.
that was a funny thing, but
Well, it certainly kept things interesting. Like, wait, also rolled that number? Try again. Fuck.
it's like, all right, it's like, now think of something you have this many seconds. Okay, this is what happened.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I gotta make notes just in case something like that does happen, so I know what to do.
A good way to think of how extravagant it is inside Suyu's little pocket home here. Think like the Taj Mahal.
Yes, that's kind of the sort of thing I was picturing. Not necessarily that big, but same idea. But yes, Doru is taking in the sights as she Beatrice is just kind of dumbfounded. And Doru's just kind of thinking a little bit about how much sense it actually makes for him to have his home on the back of this dragon turtle. Because it has none of him, he's going to be traveling a lot. So why not take home with you?
Mm-hmm. My eye itches. Alright.
Beatrice is going to kind of look over and thank him again, and then she's going to say, I think I'll find a room now. And you said they're all the way upstairs?
Yes. Upstairs.
And so she'll nod, the big old ear bouncing a little, and she's going to just kind of scurry off to find a room. And Dora was going to wait until everybody else headed off to go do whatever.
Conversation with Ghost and Fork about the physical properties of sails.
Ghost and Forth is once again trying to explain advanced economics to Naibai, but as someone who grew up in a tribal system, he doesn't exactly expect them to 100% get it right away. But he's being very helpful. He even has a little ghost whiteboard going on that he's made
He's,
with his thoughts to write things out in the air.
he's getting better at that.
He's getting much better at controlling the spirit plane, yes.
How many years was he in the spirit world before Naibai found him?
Yeah, give or take 700-800.
I guess he's just never been entertained enough to bother doing it.
Yeah, he pretty much wandered around. Plus, he was kind of asleep. Depressed for a few hundred years.
As is
Vengeful for another 100 or so. Haunted a couple dozen people. May or may not have thrown a baby.
May or may not have a baby.
The ghost that wants my baby's soul. I don't want his soul, I just want to throw it, bastard! Yeah! Hear ye! Huh!
Oh my gosh, you dropped the baby. I didn't. It fell from my hands like some force was ripping it asunder. You dropped the
But,
baby.
Look at this guy. But in my mind, the gorilla was out. Fucking Kevin Hart. I was running. I dropped a baby. Drop a baby, y'all.
Didn't he run all the way to the other side of the zoo?
Yes.
Yeah. He ran out the zoo. You know how you feel when somebody's chasing you? It feels like something behind you is grabbing the hairs the back of your neck. That's what I felt. So I dropped a baby. I didn't just drop him. I pretend, like an accident. Oh my god, no, my baby. I just figured if I give him the baby, I'll live. I fucking love it. I love it when they're talking about the gorilla when it slaps the glass. In my mind, the gorilla was out. Pause. What does that mean? Help me! Help me!
Yeah.
What does Fiona want to do? Wander around?
Well, he would ask Tsuyoi where the training grounds are.
They don't even tell you. They just show you. It's much easier.
Okay.
Oh, well, you see, you are standing. Yeah!
They're standing in the Falcon Punch.
Sucker Punch. Fiona's dead. Respawns. What happened?
I imagine that's
respawn
a
and
lot of
just-
people's reactions when they spawn. What happened?
It depends. The most popular thing that happens at respawning is because you see, if they die screaming when the world respawns them, as in the Adventurers Guild, the last thing they remember was what was killing them while they were screaming. So their brain is like, right, cue panic mode immediately.
It's just see Fiona if he gets punched, just no, no, no. And then when he spawns, no, 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 no. Huh?
Oh god, what's it like respawning? Do you have to like go through the mental anguish of getting all of your muscles connected again and like getting used to a brand new fucking body? Or is it just like
Yeah,
your old one?
it's. Oh no, it's like I'm fine. No, it's like yeah. If your head gets cut off, you will see the world for those last few moments, and when you respawn, you'll feel the neck wound and everything. You'll be
Ah,
disoriented. Your brain will realize what's going on. The world brings you back if you're an adventurers guild and you're with the adventurers guild and you respawn there. The world will bring you back, but everything that happened to get there and the consequences of it mentally are very much there. That's why they advise you not to try and abuse respawning, because it can cause severe psychological damage. Your brain remembers those deaths over and over again. Your muscles remember all those nerves getting shut off and on, and just your overall everything just really fucking hates it.
yeah, I would imagine so.
That's
Also say it costs money to respawn.
it doesn't cost money. It doesn't cost money, but well, it inadvertently costs money from the therapy.
I mean, yeah.
The mental therapy.
Nah, man, if you got
Uh,
like your arm chopped off and then you spawn, like, you gotta deal with that.
Is it mental therapy
uh,
or is it mental and physical therapy?
um, if the wounds are severe enough, it may require physical therapy because your brain was basically when you respawn, your brain's like, oh, that's not there anymore, compensating, but it's there. So you have to retrain those muscles.
You gotta do that thing where you're looking in the mirror and you're moving both your arms at the same time.
Uh, uh, that's why they tell you to avoid quote eviscerative death when possible.
Ah,
Yeah,
It can bring you back, even if because the world is stronger than whatever's in it. That's the rule. Whatever kills you is weaker than the world. That's how the world itself as a whole works. Nothing stronger than it. It's the boss.
yeah,
So
So
nothing's
even if
stronger than
something
mental.
completely, if something disintegrates you, it will respawn you as long as it identifies you as X and Y needed here. But if you thought decapitation death was painful or having your heart ripped out, wait until your brain remembers everything was suddenly turned to ash.
Have you ever
lots of
felt
screaming.
itchy inside, like in your gut? Imagine
No.
that everywhere.
I'd rather
Uh,
not.
like some of the worst recorded, and they actually have, like the doctors they're specialized in dealing with what they call phantom trauma, which is people who've been respawned having to be treated for trauma that isn't there, but their brain swears up and down it is. The ones who have probably the most shitty ones are those that face and die to dragons of various elements.
Oh, yeah, that
The
would
the
suck.
fire and ice are a very uh, tightly fought first place match for which one sucks the worst. But that's for those that have never died to plague.
So basically, Yon and Fuyu are the scariest ones.
Don't fall into a wood chipper feet first, then.
Uh, plague dragons are horrible.
Ah, yeah.
Okay.
But, anyways,
Okay, so how far back does spawn cache? Like, how many seconds between timers is it?
Considering it doesn't respawn you at your location. No, when you respawn, you're back at the guild
Yeah,
where you were last
I know
registered.
that, but like, if you get decapitated, that takes a certain number of minutes before you die. If you get eviscerated, that's a certain number of milliseconds. So, like, how far back in time is the respawn mechanic caching your body being in a certain state?
Um, It essentially caches your body what the physically healthy state it was last recorded at in the guild.
Okay, so when you leave the guild, that's your spawn point. Got it.
You can technically lose mutations and stuff if you respawn, or even if they're beneficial, because the guild doesn't care. It's like, bitch, I brought you back from the dead. Be grateful.
Mm-hmm.
Or the world, but yeah, the guild has cropped up around these specifically powerful things. They're the only ones with the ability. That's why a lot of people hate them. But they needed that kind of power in a controlled, sustained environment where assholes can't get a hold of it and abuse it. I mean, they're self-policing, for Christ's sake. That's why a lot of priests work the respawn chamber. Because sometimes, when you die in the world, you will get definitive proof. Oh, there's gods, and there's many ones, and they're very angry that you didn't choose them. Yeah, like the Exarch isn't necessarily there to help you find God. He's there to help you hide from God.
I can't die. I've made too many warlock packs. They're gonna rip me apart.
Alright. The training grounds are easy to find. They're downstairs. But it's advised that you don't spend too long down here. Correct, I'll do that as Suyui. I advise you not to spend too long down here, though, considering it's late at night and you have a feeble body that requires sleep.
Do you not require sleep?
You haven't seen him sleep yet, but you haven't also observed him for an entire day.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I was just wanting to know where they were for, when we are traveling and we decide to come here and train some.
Well, they're here, and he'll gesture to the large dojo-like room.
Hmm, it's very nice.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure the training dummy just called me Brooke. All right, thank you, Suyoi. Have a good night.
Mm-hmm. And he'll go about his business. By the way, do you think his fists are actually his only weapon, like his chosen weapon?
No,
No, you don't just have
I was
that
just
many
curious.
arms and punch things.
What do you think his weapon really is?
there's no telling. I honestly don't
Oh,
know.
you'll love it. You'll
Punch
probably be
dagger?
able to see it. You'll probably be able to see it here too.
Does he see it looking around?
Not in this room, but it'll probably come out to like next day if he's here.
It's guns, isn't it?
No. It's cool as like I'm like that's too cliche. Oh, I've got a bunch of arms. I just have a bunch of guns. That's original. No, it's so appropriate. So much more terrifying.
Is it those like weird like the spiky blades that you kind of squeeze the handle and they open up into threes?
Are
know
you
what I'm
talking
about?
about guitars?
Yeah.
No, but those also would make an excellent weapon just because of how he is.
Is his weapon guitars?
Are we just gonna guess what Suyui's weapons are right now?
I guess. We don't
No.
have much left in the session.
All right, Ivy, what were you gonna do?
Well, Beatrice was finding a room. She was going to settle in. I was actually just thinking, did Doru get her whip yet, or is this still getting worked on?
Oh shit, she got it. Fuck, that's right. Yeah. I'll have to get that.
Yeah, you can give me the info later. I was just kind of curious whether or not she got it.
Yes. Okay, okay. Yes, her whip it's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta be a bitch and a half to stat correctly, though. It's okay. Yeah, Beatrice found a room so she can get doing the lewdness that she wants to do. Mob is going to try and do his best to calm himself and focus. Faraji's doing Faraji things. Shizuna and Azumi are doing their own thing. Bonnie is upset she didn't get any cake.
No. Fionn could offer to make a cake whenever he could.
Yeah, we just chocolate, confectioner's sugar, and potatoes.
All right. Well, you have you've begun to do the transit. You can't really feel it after the initial lurch of Dragon Turtle beginning its walk. Because it's a dragon turtle, it really doesn't give a shit and takes a very linear path towards the dungeon through the forest.
And she's gonna like knock trees over and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's very easy for it to just
Does
push.
it get random
you can-
XP from stepping on things?
No, because
Okay.
it moves at a slow enough pace they can get out of its way.
Okay.
How does the portal get XP then?
Sui grants it to him. His pet, he takes care of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. You can go ahead and end it there. And then you can keep guessing what Sui's weapon is. If you get it right, I think I'll be proud of you.
Alright, so it's not
It's
a
like
guitar,
give-
and it's not
is
a
something kind of
guitar.
simple. It would be like just brass knuckles, or some sort of punching weapon, or
Alright, I'll give you a hint. It's not a weapon you traditionally use as a punching weapon.
Is it rapiers?
No. Alright, I'm gonna give you guys like 10 more guesses.
Only 10? Oh, no. Okay, well, now we have to talk about it and figure out what we guess.
Is it Hindu in nature?
It is.
Mm.
Alright.
not scimitars, is it?
No. Scimitars is technically Pakistani, but that is also Hindu at the time.
Alright.
I'm not familiar with Hindu weapons. So I'm
I'm
Neither am I.
a little familiar with them. We have a section on Indian weapons.
Look at you breaking out the sheet. You have 8 guesses. You're getting close.
and there was trying to remember what that was called.
Oh no, we don't have Asian weapons. That's right. It was because it's a massive list, because they change one little thing about it and call it an entirely new weapon.
It wasn't a Kopesh, was it?
Kopesh is Egyptian.
It's
Uh,
okay.
not,
I'm
not-
kind of drawing a blank on what some of those were.
What, Fiona?
I was gonna say they're not. It's not a bunch of kukris, is it?
No, Kukri is Nepalese.
Nepalese.
Yeah, Nepal.
Oh. No shit. I don't know. I don't know Indian weapon.
Indian melee weapons. Alright.
Yeah, my god, I love it because it's such an obvious. It is such a Hindu ass weapon, but unless you actually know anything about India and like the Hindu and like their warriors, you really wouldn't guess the weapon easily. because
Are
we have the precedent of swords and spears, or so they have unique stuff in India, though.
Is it a chin tube?
No,
Damn
it's
it.
not the whip swords, are they? That the Indians had at one point?
no.
No, that's African.
What?
Is it a kirpan?
It is not.
Chakrams aren't Indian, are they?
They are.
The chakrams are the most Hindu thing you can think of. They were actually, fun fact, used by the Royal Rajput warriors of India to great effect against their enemies.
He doesn't use chakrams, does he?
He does.
Oh!
Ah, my next guess
Cool.
was a Mudgar.
Well, that is why he's such a fucking threat. Because he starts a fight with a serious opponent with chakrams, and then they have to contest with him punching it at close distance.
Mm,
Uh,
that's scary.
yes, Fionn going to the training grounds early and can see the 8 chakrams perfectly stuck in a little target. The most interesting thing about the chakrams is they all look like they're pieces of a bigger piece.
Uh-oh.
Oh. What the?
So he is off somewhere, being mysterious and awesome. He's got like this fusion between Japanese and Hindu, Jindu, if you would.
I don't think I will.
Indonese?
Hit him in the knees. All right, yeah. I'm glad you guessed with your last guess.
Yeah.